Hello, hello once again. Welcome and welcome back. My name is Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. I believe it is Sunday, April 12th, 2020, Easter Sunday, right? So enjoy that as best you can because it's still Corona chaos coverage all day, every day, non-stop. The mainstream news media is still running around with their hair on fire, even though their narratives are completely collapsing at this point. People are really starting to question everything. It's also become clear that Fauci and Birx have been cahooting with Bill Gates and the vaccine team. The World Health Organization cannot be trusted. Well, nobody can be trusted at this point. I've said that before. But anyway, we now know that Fauci wants a vaccine and Birx is sort of misdiagnosing coronavirus deaths. And, they're just placing the blame wherever they want it so they can push their agenda and sell it to you as medical advice. And I did, for the record, do a little bit of my own, hardcore boots on the ground reporting right here in New York City. Please head over to Instagram at Report and Opine to check out some of those clips. Because, I was skeptical at first, but then after doing a little bit of my own research, I'm even more skeptical about these testing facilities and these numbers and all this nonsense. So check all that out after this video. And today I really just want to talk about one thing, and that is AG Bill Barr talking to Laura Ingraham on Fox News. Now, they talked about a handful of things, coronavirus and border security and all that stuff. But most importantly, in my opinion, they talked about the John Durham investigation of the Russia collusion hoax investigation. All right, so Bill Barr basically says that the probe into Donald Trump is one of the greatest travesties in American history, and that there's been a pattern of events formulated to sabotage the president since his election. And I said something quite similar to that. I made a whole video about it called How Did We Get Here? A Timeline of Forgotten Fiascos. Please go ahead and check that out. It's very simple. If you do the timeline, you will see that all of these things are in fact connected. And since the original appointment of Durham to investigate this nonsense has now been upgraded, or it was upgraded a couple months ago to a criminal investigation. And he says that this Russia probe was started without any basis, and that McCabe was abusing the FISA process. Brennan, Clapper, Comey, all those knuckleheads, to put it nicely. Now, Comey, of course, will tell you, well, it was just a little sloppiness. We made some mistakes, which is still not a good enough answer. If you're head of the FBI, you can't just say, oh, well, that was a mistake. I get it. We're all human. A couple of mistakes is no big deal. But when you're talking about multiple into the teens or 20s number of mistakes that are all shooting in one direction, it needs to be investigated. So mistake or malice, this needs a real thorough investigation. And hopefully that's what Durham and Barr are doing. And they say that the Steele dossier, the infamous Steele dossier, was nothing more than internet rumors, which I would venture to say was started by Hillary Clinton, right? That was her whole campaign strategy, was to just point the finger at anybody who didn't like her as a Russian asset. And she's been doing it to this day, right? Tulsi, Jill Stein, the list goes on. Bernie Sanders, everybody that doesn't like Hillary Clinton is a Russian. Now, you know what? Let me pause on Hillary. That's not what this is all about. And Bill Barr also says that any reports, kind of like the Mueller report, any reports would just be a byproduct of this work. Basically saying that they're looking for justice and indictments should be coming. Now, I'm not one of these Q conspirators. I wouldn't know how to read a Q drop even if I wanted to. But the timing of this is all very suspicious, right? We're all worried about coronavirus. You're going to die. But then you go to the testing center and they say, oh, we can't do it today because it's too windy. And while all this is happening, Durham is still hard at work. And Barr even says that, work doesn't stop for the Department of Justice even during this virus nonsense. So we shall see. I don't know what to make of all this at this particular point in time, but I certainly do hope somebody sees consequences, because we know from Hillary Clinton all the way down to Hunter Biden and everybody in between, they just flout the law like they are the pitcher of law-abiding perfection, and clearly they are not. So until the next one, enjoy your Easter and have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening.